Okay, Paul.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay, testing. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn... I don't know, nothing. I just start the goddamn episode.
I'll take it. All right. And in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties. I am one of your hosts, Scott Jones. Joining me as always, Mr. Paul Packler. Paul, how's it going?
Joining me always is Scott Jones. Scott, how's it going?
Through the looking glass.
We're all mad here.
I'm
you
mad
must be
after
mad
this.
here because you're here with us.
Paul, what beer are you on right now?
This is number 2. Firestone Double Jack Double IPA. I've never had it before. It's nice.
It's nice. Firestone Double Jack IPA for when you want to forget a bad episode of Family Ties.
But I have a joke, but I want to wait to say hi to Corey first.
Okay, yeah, let's. Corey, are you
Yes.
mad?
I'm livid that I had to waste 22 minutes watching this piece of garbage tonight.
Which
See?
segues
Last
to my
week-
joke.
There's so much wrong. There's so much wrong with this episode. I honestly don't know where to begin. I want to ask. I want to exhume Gary David Goldberg's body and ask him questions.
I just
him
want to
defend
smack
himself.
him.
Smack him, yeah.
Is this some fantasy of his? Some 17-year-old fantasy of his? 'Cause
It
is
must
just
be.
It's a very bad idea.
So
It
the
wasn't
thing I
even
wanted to
setting
say
up
is that
fantasy.
when I put my DVD into the player and hit play on the episode, I saw that it was like 23 minutes and change, and I was like, oh shit, this is a minute shorter than normal. And then I was like, no. By the end of it, this is 23 minutes too
It's
long.
Paul, I thought your joke was going to be I put my DVD into the player and it asked me why.
Yeah, that too.
Wow.
Oh. What is this episode called?
We are on Season 2, Episode 7, Sweet Lorraine is the title.
After
If
the
you-
song.
The song. If you were to put this episode on paper as a premise, it's not a horrible premise.
That's all
Not
it
horrible
is a premise. It's
Exactly.
just a premise. It never went any further.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before the
'cause-
show started, Corey said to me, he's like, I don't even know what the B plot was. And I said, I don't even know what the A plot is.
What? There's no A plot. There's no B plot. There's no B plot
There's
at
not
all.
even a mention of it.
No, they didn't. They was like, because they have such a great A plot.
The A plot is a sentence. It's like somebody got stoned and said something while they were high, and they said, that's a great idea, go write it. Nobody said, is there a story anywhere here? I mean, I understand your idea, but there's no story.
You know what I think it is, and this will launch us right into talking about it. It's the opening set. They were so fucking excited about that opening set because they have set money this season. That's all they thought about was that opening set and how to build around
Well, this
it.
whole episode had like, what, 2 or 3 different sets. They had the radio show at the high school.
And they
They
had
had-
Rain's home.
Yeah.
Rain's
yeah,
Home,
and then I feel like there was another one, no? Or am I wrong?
There's a scene at the front door of Lorraine's as well. So there's a scene exterior of her apartment and interior of her apartment.
Yeah, so like 2.5.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're going nuts on sets this season. Forget guest stars, which they could use. They're going nuts on sets. So starting off, like Paul said, yeah, it starts off in a DJ booth at a high school radio station, and Alex is DJing out of nowhere. He's DJing big band and swing music, and is interrupted by Mallory because she wants a ride home. Let's just take a minute to unpack everything that I just said.
Yes.
That's why it's almost, in this episode, you can do it step by step, and every choice they made was the wrong choice.
It starts in a place we've never seen, giving a character that we know very well doing something that we never have seen
heard
him
about.
do,
Right.
nor could picture him do.
Nor did we ever express any kind of love for swing music or 40s music. it's just so bizarre that he's sitting there DJing like this is something that we should know that Alex has the time for. Wouldn't this is something that I think Alex P. Keaton would find frivolous.
Yeah, it's not
Absolutely.
Yeah, he would not waste his time doing it. Even if he liked swing music, he wouldn't waste his time DJing at a high school radio station.
He would invest in vintage albums.
Yes, because he could sell them down the line. They would go up, and their price would go up.
Which brings me to the next point is that they have, let's say, like an Urban Outfitters amount of records on the walls, like enough that it's like, well, you can have a couple albums. But it's like, what high school in 1982 would have swing music from the 40s?
Right. Here's the only thing I could see explaining Alex and the swing music a little bit is there seems to be this thing in the 80s with 80s young conservatives where they loved things that were way, way older than them. Like swing music, like you saw at country clubs them get excited about the bunny hop. They loved their country clubs even though they were really stuffy old white men places. I never understood that. Like it never.
Well, I think it's supposed to be, Scott. I think it's supposed to be like a pre-rock and roll thing that this is the music that a baby boomer's parents would have liked, and so it's pre-rock and roll, it's pre-civil rights movement, it's pre-women's lib, it's pre-long hair, and that's why Alex would like this music.
Okay, I can buy that. Okay, all right.
If you're Stephen and Elisa's age watching Family Ties, which is parents watching Family Ties. They would say, "Oh, my parents liked swing music."
Right. Okay. That makes sense. As if this isn't weird enough, we have a French lady call into this high school radio station to request the song "Sweet Lorraine," and is flirting with Alex. She is a fan of Alex P. Keaton.
So she's been listening at home, rubbing one out, listening to Alex P. Keaton spin swing songs from his high school radio station. This is what I'm supposed to get from this chickie?
Yes, Corey, yes, you are. That is exactly.
What is their obsession with all things French being sexy and lovely? Jeff, the French tutor... Yeah. This French lady, stop it with the French people already, okay? They are not working out.
This is why the French hate us, is because of these episodes of Family Ties.
Wow.
Yeah. This reminded me of that Clint Eastwood movie, Play Misty for Me.
Yes.
He's stalked by...
It's a relatively good movie, though. I actually liked it.
Yes, that's a great movie. I love Play Misty for Me.
Now, was that the first...
From Arrested Development was the lady.
Yes.
Was that the first movie that Clint Eastwood directed?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep. So this French lady calls up, requests Sweet Lorraine. We find out that's her name, so it's a bit narcissistic.
A bit.
Right.
Narcissistic.
And she's called more than once.
Yeah, she's called more than once. She says, I am a huge Alex P. Keaton fan. And this is a high school radio station, so I don't know what kind of broadband they're getting.
In 1982.
In 1982, yeah. And
we had a radio station. I'm sorry.
I just said they're lucky if they get Voice of America in Ohio in 1982.
Yeah.
We had a radio station at my college, and it was on the second floor of this one building. And in our campus was one building and then a building across the street. The radio station didn't go to the building across the street.
That's how powerful the radio station is at a college, let alone a high school. That's absolutely true.
If you're ever able to pick up on like college radio stations like that have student DJs, it's the funniest thing in the world to listen to. They're so horrible and don't know what they're doing. Yeah. It's great.
They're somehow worse than your average morning zoo host.
They are.
I hosted a late night call-in radio show for about a month while I was in college.
What did you do? Was it like advice?
Yeah, I'd call in and they ask me anything about the college. I don't know what the fuck it was, to be honest with you. But all I know is I didn't get any sleep.
Oh, I would love to have heard that.
for not booking any like 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock classes. I had a limit. My first class had to be 12 noon.
Man, you were living the life.
Okay.
Tell you.
Wow. Wow. So we get to the point where, okay, so Alex decides that, does Lorraine ask him out over the airwaves?
Yep. Sure does. With Mallory watching, right
Yeah.
there.
With Mallory watching, she asks him out on the date, and Alex decides to go for it and meet Lorraine. And then we cut right to Lorraine's place.
We do.
And Alex answers the door, and it is this older French lady who we find out later she's almost 40.
So 39.
And by the way, I'm not buying
she's
it.
39, yeah.
45. That actress was 45 if she was a day.
Yeah. Yeah. 45 on a good day.
It's creepy.
And yeah.
And then we get to
Alex
meet her
says,
daughter. We get to
does
meet
the daughter have a line?
The daughter does.
She's-
And
oh,
I
she
will
Does
does
she
say-
just say hello and that's it for the daughter?
That's it.
No, she goes, are you going to be my new dad?
Are you going to be my new daddy, right?
That's right. That's right. That's
I thought, I'll guarantee you she was a reject last year for Jennifer's role.
Oh, that's the thing. She's older than the others. What kind of girl is just going to come up and say, are you going to be my new daddy? Like,
She's
Alex
12.
is closer to... Yeah, Alex is closer to her fucking age than he is to Lorraine's.
It's like a big... Wouldn't you go, aren't you going to be my big brother?
Yeah. And what is Lorraine saying to her daughter? Saying like, "Hey, come out and meet this boy who came over."
Who I want
I might.
yeah. My fucking.
I mean, Jesus.
and
that's the thing. That's the thing.
I have to pose the question: were there statutory laws in Ohio during this pop up recently? Because if there were statutory laws, he's 17. This is wrong.
Yeah.
Which is never addressed in this.
She should know better. Her parents, when they're tearing her a new asshole at the dinner scene in Act 2, what they should have done was they never said to her, "You're breaking every statutory law known to mankind. Get out of our house."
Yeah.
You should know better. There's something wrong with her.
I just don't know. Like, regardless of what happened with the laws and stuff like that, I don't even know why she is engaging in this relationship at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because here's the thing. I feel like we're dancing around the issue. But I just... Oh, Scott, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. We're dancing around the issue, and it's probably making it confusing for people. But I'll just say, here's how the thing tracks. Alex asks her out over the radio to go to this concert. She says yes. He goes to her house. He comes in, and he's like, "Oh, you're older." And he's like, "Well, I'll still give you a fuck." And then the daughter comes in. It gets really awkward. And then they start to build a friendship. Alex thinks that they're going to have sex. She turns him down. Then the parents find out. They get really uptight, even though he keeps saying that they aren't having a relationship, even though they act like they're having a relationship, until the parents say you can't hang out with them anymore. And then she leaves. Then he's at the radio station. Then she comes in, and they say, "We'll be friends," and then she leaves.
So that's it for us at Quality Time.
Good night, everybody. Take care. It was great talking to you.
Show on iTunes.
Wow.
I just wanted to point out that this makes no sense, and I just want everyone to understand that we are not like being opaque about this plot. It's insane.
It is, and the thing is, and here's the thing: this episode moved so goddamn fast. All right, so almost as fast as Paul described everything that's happening. That's how fast this episode moved, because he meets her at the door. They go on a date. They're back in the living room dancing to big band music. I don't even I think it's like their second date. I don't think it's after the first date.
No,
I think
it is.
Gone
It's
on
after the first.
several.
No, it's
Is it after the first date? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. they're slow dancing. Steven and Elise obviously don't approve of this. They're very concerned about Alex. And then it crazy jumps like 2 weeks later, and they spent all this time together ice skating, and yeah, Alex thinks they're going to have sex, and Lorraine turns him down. It's so goddamn bizarre.
Corey, are you still there?
I'm speechless. We can explain it over and over again, and it's just there's something so wrong with the thinking in this episode that I'm shocked. Now the guy who wrote it, Alan Unger, is it Alan Unger who wrote this episode? I think
that sounds right.
He went on to be a really big sitcom writer too.
Really?
If I remember correctly, I just think he had a lot of success.
You know what? Here's the other thing I want to bring up too: is that your friend Sam Weissman, right?
Directed it.
He directed this, yeah.
Here's the thing: he directs really good episodes of Family Ties, and he directs really bad episodes.
Yep.
I don't know why the curve is so up and down.
It is. I was trying to remember, was the Talia Balsam episode this season or the first season?
Yes, it was the first one this season, and I just listened to it again and loved it. Like, we love that episode so much.
So that was the first episode of this season.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It has gone so up and down. It's crazy.
This is the first time I feel we're back in season 1 territory, where it's just goddamn awful.
Ming.
Like, there have been some
worse than season 1. If I had to describe this episode with one word, it would be rudderless. This episode is rudderless.
Okay, let's play a game.
Yeah.
You have this episode, and you have the Ming episode, which I think is like our level of pointless episodes so far.
Right.
Which do you pick if you have to watch?
Ming.
Having just watched this, I'd say Ming also, but it's hard to
say.
They're all both bad.
I've had a little time since I watched this episode, but I'm going to go with Ming too. Mm-hmm. Ming at least made an attempt to be funny. There is this episode tries to be romantic in a way that's completely not romantic at all.
But then they undercut the romanticism when she's like, "No, Alex, I just want to be friends."
Well, and I think they only do that just to kind of have like some heartbreak and yearning for love and everything, and to show how much of an older person Alex is. But it's not romantic at all. It's really, really bad.
After their ice
so bad.
They have an ice skating date, and they come back to Lorraine's house, and she pulls out Chinese food, and everyone acts like no one has eaten Chinese food ever in the history of humanity.
I just said that to Susanna.
I had that written down,
I don't understand how you can eat Chinese food without acknowledging we're eating it in a way that nobody ever eats Chinese food.
What, out of the carton?
Something nobody does, and we're acting like it's normal. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's...
You know the thing about those Chinese food cartons? You can unfold them, and they're actually a dish that you can eat off.
They're like a plate.
Yeah.
She rubs his feet after he takes his... This whole scene just started to give me...
That's supposed to be the cue of, like, we're... Yeah. Oh.
I mean, Pulp Fiction, they talk about a foot massage.
Where was her kid during the scene?
And it's more interesting. There was no kissing.
We never see the kid ever again.
No. It's like Alex killed her and buried her in a ditch.
We never see the kid. We never see we don't even see them kiss, do we?
No, she rejects him when he tries to kiss her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's no romance at all. You know what? Guys, let's take a break and think of some more stuff to say when we come back.
All right. We'll be right back. Go watch episode 1 from season 2 again, and then come back and listen to us.
Or take a longer break, watch Harold and Maude, which is about the same exact thing with a lot of romance to it.
And Cat Stevens songs. We'll be right back. And we're back.
I've been listening to the wind of my soul.
There you
That was
go.
good. There we go. Now I'm happy. That's good.
All right, back into the
All
fray.
right.
So they invite her
Yep,
over
okay.
for dinner. She comes over for
Well, yeah.
dinner.
Let's set up Stephen and Elisa's reaction to all this, because
Okay.
there's this whole scene of them in the kitchen, crazily eating ice cream.
I gotta say it.
Say it.
They're eating
Say it.
ice cream the way nobody eats ice cream. If two
No.
people are eating ice cream, they'd eat from the same pint, not from different Haagen-Dazs pints. That's never happened
It's so
anywhere
goddamn-
in any couple ever.
It's true.
I hate this episode.
Okay, another question. Do you hate it as much as the episode, Next Models episode?
As the what?
Remember the one where Elise becomes a model?
Oh, that's pretty awful too.
No, this is worse.
This is almost there.
This is where.
Oh,
Yeah.
you think it's, this is almost there? I still hate the model episode a little bit more, but this, yeah, it's getting me there.
I hate
yeah.
this episode so much that the fact that you just disagreed with me makes me want to punch you through the screen. I'm looking at your stupid face.
I'm telling you, part of the problem with this whole episode for me is that Lorraine doesn't really work. I'm not crazy.
She doesn't.
Playing Lorraine. She doesn't do anything.
She doesn't.
No, you know what the only thing that was interesting about her to me was that I was like, oh, there were little, like, English, British pronunciations that she was doing. I was like, oh, she must have learned her English by going to England. No, it turns out she's a British actress putting on a French accent, so there's that.
Bad French accent. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Are we at the dinner yet, or are we still talking
yeah,
about
I think we're
Stephen and
about
Elise and they're eating their ice
Oh,
cream?
you know what? No, go. Wait, whoa, slow down. So during that ice cream scene in the kitchen, Alex comes in and they're trying to have a talk with him. Then Jennifer and Mallory come running in like two shrieking harpies. They're like, hey, remember, we're in this episode, remember? And they come in, they say something stupid, and then within 90 seconds run out again.
I was just going to say, and basically the reaction from the writers is, okay, shut up and get out of here now. So we can get on with this
we have nothing
business with Lorraine and Alex.
We had nothing for you this week because
Ow.
of this A plot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, there's not a moment in this episode that you could point to say that logically makes sense.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. Is there is no logical moment.
There is no logical moment. And then we get to the dinner. Which Stephen and Elise just hate Lorraine. Like, and rightfully so. I don't even know what to say. Like, they have this dinner. Alex tries to, Alex convinces them, hey, just get to know her. You're going to see how great she is. Alex goes to get a drink. And during that whole entire time while he's getting Lorraine a drink, they pretty much tell her that we think you're too old for our son. Get out of here, you old hag.
Right.
That's pretty much it. Lorraine leaves.
Did we lose Corey? Corey, are you there?
Just emotionally, you've lost.
Okay.
It's a defense mechanism against this episode. But go ahead, proceed.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I just want to bring this up. 39 and 17. Now, let's pretend for a second that this is a 39-year-old man hanging out with 17-year-old Alex, and they have similar interests, and they hang out, and everything is, I guess, supposed to be fine, but the fact that she's a woman makes it problematic? I don't know. Is that age difference a problem for either of you?
Yeah, it is, frankly.
Yeah.
It's a difference, and it's just as creepy if it was a guy and Alex, I think.
Yeah.
They're not at the same stage of life. It's a very strange thing.
Now, what about if it's just friendship? Like, there's no sexual anything.
Right. We're not saying it's a gay guy. We're just saying it's just a guy.
No.
Right.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I was 16, 17 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a single drama teacher
Mm-hmm.
who enjoyed spending time with me.
Okay.
And when I would work over the summers in theaters, he would drive quite a distance to come and see me. Now, we wouldn't hang the whole time he was there, but he was definitely a teacher. I don't think he was interested in me romantically, even though he probably was gay. Very closeted, because we're talking in the 70s here.
Right.
And a high school musical theater teacher. But, and a lot of people did look at us and say, why are these two guys hanging out together? 17, and I'd say he was probably 34, 35.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was considered weird. Even my parents thought it was weird.
Right. No, yeah, I'm just asking just because I want to clarify, because it's like, it's such a weird gray area of whether they're in a romantic relationship or not, and if friendship is a problem, or if it's the romantic thing. Like, what are we trying to say about Stephen and Elise and their reaction? I just want to pin down, because it's also back and forth.
It's just, their reaction is probably like any parent's reaction if their 17-year-old is spending time with somebody who's 40.
Right. And then the crazier part for the listeners is it's not that they're hanging out, and it's not just that they're hanging out. Apparently, his schoolwork is suffering. He's not hanging out with any of his other friends.
Wait a second.
What other friends, by the way? I don't think we've ever really met any friends of Alex.
No.
Never.
Alex P. Keaton's schoolwork is suffering over this? I don't buy it.
I don't know.
I don't buy it. And here's where it's muddled. Okay, so Elise and Stephen have their concerns, and they express them. Lorraine's response is, look, I like your son, not romantic. She says not romantically. I lost my husband. He's just someone I feel I connect with. So she's kind of putting it out there. I have no intention of ever being romantic with your son or starting a relationship with your son. So that kind of muddles this whole episode too a little bit.
It sure looks like it's going that way.
Like it's more...
Yeah, it's like he's saying that Alex is like clawing her and like holding her hand and has his hand on her leg and shit.
Yeah.
I have to mention, by the way, Elise borrowing clothing from the Mallory collection, the Little House on the Prairie outfit that she got to wear during the dinner scene. That was quite nice. She looked like she was going to join the Branch Davidian compound afterwards.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that would be the only thing that would make this episode better. Is if by the end of the episode,
I would love that.
Lorraine goes off to Texas. She's like, I'm moving to Waco.
Yeah. And then we have this final. Okay, so Alex.
But Paul, Alex's words at the end of the scene when Alex finds out and he's upset. That line that I'm remember, the snapshot from this episode is, I'm a man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me set it up for you, Paul. Let me set it up for you. I'll set up the scene. Okay, so Lorraine is left. Alex comes back in with the drink. She's not there. He's wondering what's happened. And Lee said we expressed our feelings, and she left. And you're upset because they didn't even give her a chance. Okay, Paul, there's your motivation. Go.
I'm a man!
It's pretty good.
That's good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yep. That was good.
I have the tie. I should have done the tie, too.
You are. By the way,
man.
last time that you wore a jacket and tie for dinner at home on a Saturday night?
The last time they did was when Steven's dad came to visit.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
They have had a jacket and tie on occasion. I still think it's very strange for a home
Steven does it quite a bit. Yeah.
But for me, it was yesterday. I went to a Gray's Papaya, and I was wearing a nice dinner jacket. Gray's Papaya is a hot dog shop.
You're explaining that.
Corey and I,
I was explaining.
Yeah, you had. I don't know that.
I lived right near Gray's
Thank
Papaya.
you.
Was the regular, go and get a hot dog and an orange blast for about $2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, wasn't Gray's Papaya a big thing on Fools Rush In, that movie with Salma Hayek and Matt Perry?
Yeah, it was.
I think so. Yeah. And then we have our final shots at back at the DJ booth because they got to get some use out of that. And Alex is in a tailspin playing Sweet Lorraine over and over and over again.
That was
Not just playing it
to his station manager, huh?
Yeah, not just playing it over and over. He's playing different versions of Sweet
versions. That's right.
Like Johnny Mathis.
He played the Dylan
Vic
version.
Damone,
Yeah.
And then Sinatra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other thing. In this episode, we also, I don't think, could get the rights to any of the original versions of the song. So you hear one version where it sounds like it must have been some PA at Columbia or perhaps Gary David Goldberg going like, "We Lorraine." It's the worst fucking singing.
They shot their wad on the sets for this episode.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We had no money left for rights.
Oh, fuck.
This episode, my son singing "Bob Bob Black Sheep" is more entertaining than this episode.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, it really was. We just heard it 20 minutes ago, and it still sticks with you.
Maybe if Lorraine had done the whole episode with her shirt in her mouth, that could have worked.
I can get him back in here to do it, and that'd be more interesting than anything. Oh.
Wait, get Henry back in there and ask him if a 39-year-old should be friends with a 17-year-old.
I will, and he'll sing "Bob Bob Black Sheep" in response.
This is all fine.
You want me to get him? I'll get him.
Get him. Corey and I will riff.
You guys riff. I'm gonna go get Henry. Okay, hold on.
It's be the most entertaining thing in this whole episode.
We have to do something for the listeners. I don't want them to leave us.
No. Of course not.
No.
But this was the second episode in a row that I have the note at the bottom of my page that says "kill me." I don't often write "kill me," but 2 weeks in a row I'm asking for death rather than having to watch this.
Hey guys, you're not gonna believe this. You gotta believe this. He watched this episode and he's fast asleep right now. We'll save Henry for another day, but he's passed out on the couch. I think he heard us talking about this episode and agreed with us.
Oh, that totally makes sense.
Yep. Paul, I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you angry. I know this is hard for you.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay. All right. Okay.
I just want to say we never find out who runs this radio station.
No.
There's nobody else who works there.
Yeah.
Did your high school have a radio station at all?
No.
No. Corey, did yours?
I think it did.
I can see maybe for Corey. I mean, we had AV clubs, but I just remember the only thing I remember Saved by the Bell had a radio station too.
That pinnacle of realism, Saved by the Bell.
Right. I'm just saying. It seemed to be something. It feels like this is something that was only done in sitcoms. I don't know of. I'm sure it existed, but they made it seem like it was a big thing at high schools to have a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that was the case.
Oh, wait, stop. There was one other thing that happened. Like, she comes in, they have their little tete-a-tete, and she's like, we'll be friends, just not close friends. And then she leaves, and then he's relegated to being sad again. But during their talk at the end, at one random point, the credit comes up, created by Gary David Goldberg, and then there are no further credits.
He was the only one willing to take credit for this piece of shit.
It just pops up on the screen and then goes away like they fucked up.
That's what a great man Gary David Goldberg was like, look, I'll take the bullet for this.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then she leaves, it's quiet, he puts on another record, and then then there's no ending. It just goes to credits. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
very pointant. It's poignant and touching. Yeah. It's an after-school special. I laughed. I cried.
I cried.
You did neither of those things.
Yeah, I did not. You're right. I did neither of those.
I did neither. It's like they got so wrapped up in what they thought was going to be this great romantic episode that they forgot any semblance of comedy whatsoever. And And to be fair, like, down the line, there are going to be some great romantic episodes. There's the classic one that I know Paul can't wait to talk about too.
Yeah.
But this was just garbage.
Honestly, if I turned on this episode, and I'll say this even further, that makes me even more angry, is that this episode premiered on November 16th, 1983, which was my 3rd birthday.
Oh!
Okay. Oh. Okay.
If I had watched this episode, November 16th, 1983, my whole life would have been different. Like, I would have...
We wouldn't be doing this show.
No, I would have been like, fuck this show, and, you know, gone off and watched TJ and the Bear or whatever.
TJ and the Bear.
Right.
TJ and the Bear.
TJ and the Bear. BJ and the Bear. Yeah.
That's even worse.
And this is 3 years old.
No executive told them maybe we shouldn't name the guy BJ.
No one came up with that.
My wife just screamed out that she loved BJ and the Bear, but I don't even... Okay, now she's saying Greg Evigan. Okay, you are correct, but it sounds a lot filthier just screaming out, I love BJ and the Bear.
It's
not right there.
Corey's leaving to go to WeHo for the evening.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
This fucking episode.
Where you'll find BJ and the Bear.
Bear. That's...
I would quit. I just don't even know. What do you think the notes were like after this episode premiered? That they were like, this is fine.
No, they couldn't have.
Oh, if you're Warren Littlefield watching this, be funny next time.
Someone needed to be punched for this. Like, literally punched.
Punched right in the fucking face for this.
It was almost Scott, too. If we were 3,000 miles closer,
I did nothing. I did nothing to create this show, and the anger has transpired into Paul.
This is like what is that movie Fallen with John Goodman and Denzel Washington, where the devil just goes from body to body.
Which brings me, Paul, I want to talk about your drinking.
You son of a bitch.
You made me do this goddamn show. Oh. I used to love Family Ties, you rat bastard. All right, guys. I don't think I can take talking about this episode anymore. Listeners, we're sorry. We're very, very sorry.
Don't hold this against us. We tried really hard.
We really did. I will say, this has been the toughest episode to deal with so far.
Absolutely.
It's been tougher than Ming. It's been tougher than any of the Jeff episodes. This has been tough.
I threw a Hail Mary mid-episode where I shot us in the leg saying, I'm going to say what the whole episode is.
If my son wasn't asleep, he would be on here still singing Bob Bob Black Sheep to entertain you, and it would still be better than this episode.
That's true. Please, rate and review. Please rate and review us on iTunes, but don't use this episode as an indicator.
Listen to season 2, episode 1. That'll be a good episode for you to enjoy. But do rate and review our show on iTunes, aside from this episode. For questions and comments, not about this episode, email us at qualitytimewithfamilyties@gmail.com, and be sure to follow us on Twitter. We are at QTWFT for updates. You can also follow each one of us. I'm at Follow Jones.
I'm at Paul Packler.
And I'm at Corpep.
And be sure to like us on Facebook. We'd like to thank our host and producer, Barbara Dillon at Fanboy Comics. Fanboy Comics is an online conglomerate of geek media, providing its readers with daily reviews, interviews, and podcasts that span the pop culture spectrum and are in no way affiliated with this episode. Be sure to check them out at fanboycomics.net. Also, check out Perry Adams, who beautifully performs the Family Ties theme song Without Us on her website at perryadams.com. And also,
I want to apologize to Perry for having her name
associated with this episode. Yeah. Perry, you're doing a fantastic job. We're sorry your voice had to be lended to this episode. And Bryant Dillon, who created our fantastic drawing and artwork. We're so sorry that it has to be dealt with in this episode. Bryant is the president and co-founder of Fanboy Comics. You can follow him on Twitter at Comic Book Slayer. And Sean Foster, Fanboy Comics graphic designer, we apologize for your wonderful logo being associated with this piece of shit. Thank you, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.